Alright folks, as promised, here I am in my Honda Pilot, and I'm going to show you how the GPS works. And a real quick, try to keep the talking to a minimum, but talking is important because I'm going to tell you that this is a car GPS. What I'm going to say is, I am a fan of the big screen, you know, I do like the integration when it comes to how the trip computer and the audio and how the phone works. I'm a big fan of how cars integrate that. But I have never been a real big fan of how the GPSs work on a car GPS, if you will. But Honda, the Honda upgrade has gotten it somewhat right when it comes to the new 2012 or 2013 Honda Pilot. They did upgrade it. It doesn't look so play schooly, and it does look a lot more crisp than it used to. But it's not as friendly as, let's say, the Nuvi. The Nuvi model, but it doesn't look as cartoonish as that. But I have a Nuvi, and the Nuvi is the Garmin Nuvi I'm talking about. And the Garmin Nuvi is probably one of the easiest GPS units to use on the planet. Very easy, straightforward GPS unit with very little, it doesn't have very many options, but you can really just make it fly, and it's just really easy to understand. It tells you to take a left, you take a left. In my new vehicle, my little my little Fiat Abarth, I have gosh darn it, it's a TomTom, a little bit more difficult to use. That's kind of like in between the Honda Pilot and a Garmin Nuvi, and so it has a little bit more options, but it's a little bit less friendly than, let's say, a Nuvi. But the highest rated GPS unit on the market is your Garmin Nuvi. But this unit does kind of frustrate my wife, and at times it frustrates me, but the large screen is kind of cool. So here we go. When you turn it on, this is what you get. Let me actually start it over here. I'm going to shut the car off. You start up the car. This is what you get. Alright. You get the same old thing. You got to confirm where you're at. Say okay. It tells you not to drive off a cliff. Sometimes you get this screen. Sometimes you get a different screen. How you get the different screens, I've never really figured it out. Like I said, it's a little bit complicated, I tell you honest. I've really not messed with it. It's not as brainless as, let's say, the Garmins or the TomToms. It has so many different options that I might be missing a few options. And I tell you honest, I work for a living. I don't have time to mess with my GPS for 15, 20 hours a day to actually figure out all the options. So this is how I use it, and get what you want out of it, okay? Those tech geeks, they might be able to say, well, you could have done this. Well, like I said, I work for a living. I work 15 hours a day. I don't have time to really be messing with this thing constantly. Down here is your controls. You have your map guide, cancel, which is really cool because you can always go back if you mess up. Your route, destination, info, which takes you to your trip computer, which is really easy, phone, all that stuff. Your info, phone, and all that stuff's really great, fantastic, very easy to understand. It's where the GPS gets a little bit complicated. So we're just going to go to your destination, and it takes to, going home is really easy. You just go straight to here, you click it, and it'll take you straight home. That's easy. Okay, brainless. Address. Let's say you want to type in an address. You go here, you hit your street, and you fill it in. This is pretty easy. I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. It kind of auto corrects for you, and it kind of knows what's in your general area. So for instance, process of elimination. So let's say you're trying to spell the word Tom. And it kind of knows that there is only the word Tom in this whole area. So it will kind of eliminate the whole alphabet to the word T-O-M. So it's kind of hard to explain, but you kind of got the idea. You don't have to scroll through all these letters eventually. It starts off with all these letters, but eventually it kind of narrows it down. Oh, here's a good example. Let's just go back. and it'll take you right on back. I'm going to go back again. You got your address book, different things like that. It'll take you save destinations, which is very cool. Previous destinations, places that you've gone, which is really nice. I like that. That's really cool. I like that. That's a lot better than the Garmin and the Nuvis that I have. I like that. The thing that gets this thing a little bit kind of like what the hey is this. Place name and place category. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's go to place category, and we'll go to the easiest one. But these place categories are pretty complicated, and they don't really work that good. But let's say we want to go to banking, and this one actually works pretty good. So we'll just go to that. We'll go to banking. We'll go to ATMs. And we'll go by sort by distance. This sometimes works, but sometimes it doesn't. And it'll sort it by distance. Sometimes it won't work, though, I tell you honest. Sometimes you'll get a list, and your first one will be like 400 miles away. So it absolutely does not work. And you're just like, what the heck? But this one actually works, so we'll pick one, and that way I can show you what this map looks like. Alright, so I don't know where this is because I'm quite a distance from my home, so I'm not familiar with this town. So okay, cool. So right now I'm in zoom, so I can zoom on in. You can zoom in and out of your map, which is kind of cool, which I kind of like. And you can keep on zooming in if you want. And it will tell you how many miles to go, all that kind of stuff. And you have different windows that you can pick. Let's see what it does. Like I said, there's so many different options on this thing, and sometimes you'll be like, man, where'd that window go? And then you have to go back in the menu and figure out what the heck you did wrong. And you know, here's my backup camera. Hopefully I don't end up in a ditch and I get this on camera, but if I end up in a ditch and end up on camera, I guess I'll get a lot of views. Might as well view my crash on YouTube, right? Alright, so here I go. Alright, so now right now I got it on zoom out, which is pretty cool. I kind of like this is the way I like to do it, you know, because you can kind of see your whole little map deal. Take a little country drive so you can see what's going on. See that? See the American flag? See how people in the country live? It's pretty nice, huh? That's how people in the country live. All the cotton on the road. That ain't trash, that's cotton. Cotton's natural. Yeah, cotton grows on a bush. Yeah. More houses. Nice. People live out here, they just want to be left alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Alright, now as you can see, it kind of highlights where you're about to go. So you got a turn coming up, and it pops up a second window here, and it shows you that you're coming up to a turn. Now, this can get kind of confusing. It takes a while to get used to it. Like I said, my wife, she's so used to the Garmin that it gets kind of confusing for her. For me, I'm used to the Garmin also. But it does a countdown for you. Now, when you're on roads like this, I like this. This is pretty cool. This kind of works. The only place this gets a little confusing and kind of like, what the F did this just do to me? Is when you're on a 4-lane highway on the freeway, and it does not give you enough time to get the hell over. And this GPS does that. I got a big truck coming, so I'm going to get on over for him. You know, and you know, and it does not give you enough time to get over. So that's one complaint I got. But that's the window that you got. You got different views that you can pick also, but this kind of gives you an overview of what it's like. You can also see the other menus it's got. But I like it. It takes a while to get used to. But like I said, it's a little bit different than your Garmin's or your other things like that. But like I said, you can see how it pops up your deal. Now let's take a wrong turn and see what it does. Okay? So it's telling me to take a left. Let's see what happens when you make a mistake. I'm going to take a right. Actually, I'm going to keep going straight. This car behind me wants to take a right. Gotta make sure I'm stopping here. It's a dangerous intersection. Alright, so I went straight here. Gotta watch out, there's lots of traffic out here today. And it just auto-corrects immediately. So it does a really good job of auto-correcting. Now let's say I don't want auto-correct and I just want to screw that. Matter of fact, there's construction right ahead. And you can see the construction. So I'm going to turn around. Let's see how fast it takes for it to sense that. I'm going to turn around. Sorry folks, I got to try to steer with one hand here. And let's see how fast it takes for it to realize that I just did that. Recalculating, bam, it automatically just, see that? So it does a very quick job of realizing that. Now that's faster than my Garmin and my Nuvi. So its recognition of where you are is pretty darn quick, and it's really accurate when it comes to that. Okay? So that's really all I got to show you. Like I said, there's different menus. You can pick different menus, like you can do this differently. I'm really not going to go into that. This is my favorite menu to use, but this is, like I said, I'm going on 13 minutes, and this is basically all I'm going to do for you. But like I said, this is my favorite menu to use, and I hope this is a brief overview of what the GPS is for the 2013 Honda Pilot, and that's it. So yeah, let me pull over here, and let me see if I can show you. Let's say we got a map guide, and you can, like I said, there's so many different menus, there's so many different things you can do. Like I said, you can just do all kinds of stuff. Guidance menus. I mean, there's just so much you can do. Map information. Like I said, there is so much you could do. It's just endless. Like I said, this is the extent of what I do with my GPS. I'm not even going to go into all the stuff you can do with this Honda GPS. And that's why I'm going to stop this video right now. Okay? So I hope this helped you guys, and that's all I got. So y'all take it easy. And plus, this is an iPhone 5. Let me know what you guys thought about the video, and hey, subscribe. You know, that helps. I mean, I only got like 1,500 subscribers, guys. I mean, it doesn't hurt to subscribe. Click the subscribe button, and it helps. You know, it helps with everything. It helps with me pay for my gasoline. It helps with everything. It helps. You know, this economy's rough. You know, help me out. So that's what makes YouTube. That's what makes the world go around. If people don't subscribe, if people don't watch the ads that I place on these things, YouTube's going away. So y'all can hate ads if you want, but without the advertisements, YouTube's going to go away. That's what pays for all this. So that's all I got. That's my little preach for the day. Y'all take it easy. Bye-bye.